So from our previous lesson, we have come to a place wherein we have totals for one of the columns, and now we want similar totals for another two columns that we have in our data. And for that, I have told you that we need to know what is relative cell referencing. So let's move back to our Excel sheet here, and we can see when I click on this cell here, this is saying that we are doing a sum of ranges C5 to C8, all the cells from C5 to C8. So when I come here, I need a formula that gives me a sum total of all these cells here, which means the numbers from D5 to D8. So for doing that, we can obviously copy paste this formula. To copy the formula, we can go to Home tab here, click on this copy button, click here, and again go to Home tab and click on the paste button. The formula gets copied. We can see that the total is different. Now why the total is different? Because when I click here, my formula was calculating sum total of range C5 to C8, but when I come here, it is automatically calculating the sum range of D5 to D8, which means when I am shifting copy pasting my formula from one column to another, the range of cells specified in my function also shift from one column to another. Okay. Similarly, we can have the same formula copied here. So again, go to Home tab and do everything, or else Control C, Control V also works. We can just select this on the keyboard. I can press Control C, which copies the formula. I can click here and press Control V on the keyboard, that will paste in the formula, and I can click here to see in the formula bar that automatically the range of cells specified in the function have also moved from one column to another. So this is called as relative cell referencing. Okay. To copy paste the formula, we have one more easy option. So when we come here and select this cell, we can see that there is one small square here in the corner. So right now my pointer shows as a white plus sign or a cross sign. When I take this pointer here on that small square, automatically my white cross changes to a black cross, and now we can click and drag to copy the formula. So I am clicking and dragging that cell to the right hand side, and we can see that the formula gets copied automatically. Here the range of cells to be added were C5 to C8. If I double click in here, we can see that it has automatically selected D5 to D8. Tab on my next cell, it automatically selects E5 to E8. Why this happens? Because of relative cell referencing. Okay. Now this is one of the examples for relative cell referencing, but there may be times when we don't need actually a relative cell referencing, but we need the cell referencing to be fixed. Now let me show you an example. Instead of just totals here, let me type in some more data, totals in INR, which is Indian rupees, and then we will have another column for totals in USD, which will be US dollars. Okay, so here whatever totals we'll get, these are in INR, obviously Indian rupees, and we want the same totals in US dollars as well. So for that, what we will need to do is we will need to copy this number or the result we have with the exchange rate between INR and US dollars. So we will need to specify that exchange rate somewhere. So let me go to the cell H1 here and type in exchange rate colon tab. I am in I1 as of now. Let me press tab once again. I came to J1, and here let's say the exchange rate is 70. So 70 rupees is equal to 1 US dollars. That's the exchange rate. Okay. So what we need to do here in this cell is typing is equal to, and then I'll select this cell, which is cell C10, typing the multiplication sign on the keyboard. It is asterisk if you don't know. Okay, so we put in that asterisk as a multiplication sign, and then I need to select this J1 because I need to multiply this number with the exchange rate. I press in enter, we get the result as 799.4. So if my total here in INR is this much, in USD it should be 799.4. But right now, see what happens when I try to copy the formula in this way. What result we are getting? It is 0. Now why is this happening? Because of the relative cell referencing. As I said, when I move the formula from one column to another, the reference or to the cells is also changing from one column to another. So when I click here, I can see my formula is C10 multiplied by J1, right? I double click it. It is multiplying this cell by this cell. When I come here, double click, we can see it is multiplying D10, which is this cell, which is right. We want that to be changed. But here what it is happening, it's also changing the column here as well. So from J1, it came to K1 and it is multiplying D10 into K1, and K1 is blank, which means it is taking it as 0, and any number multiplied by 0 gives us the result as 0. Similar thing is happening here. It is taking E10, change is good, we want this number or the cell reference to change, but here it is also changing the J1 to L1. L1 obviously is blank, which means 0, and again this number multiplied by 0 is giving us the result as 0. So now what we need to do, we need to change the relative cell reference to absolute cell reference. Relative means changing, absolute means not changing. Okay, so out of these two, C10 and J1, we want the C10 to get changed to D10 and E10, but the J1 should be fixed, which means it should not change, and that is where we will need to use absolute cell referencing. So for that, what we need to do is come here, click here before J, put the cursor there and type in the dollar sign. Dollar sign is used to fix the referencing, which is also called as absolute cell referencing. So before J, I have put in a dollar sign, and before 1 also I will put in a dollar sign. Now why 2 times? Because our cell name is consisting of 2 parameters. One is column name and one is row name, right? So J is the column, 1 is the row. We need to fix both. So which is why we are using absolute referencing for both. So before J, give a dollar sign. Before 1, give a dollar sign. So this is how we are using absolute cell referencing. Press enter, we get the result obviously. Now when we try to copy the formulas, we get the correct results. When I double click here, we can see here D10 is getting multiplied by J1 itself. Why? Because for D10 we did not give the dollar sign, which is why it is using the relative cell referencing, and in J1 we used the dollar sign, and there it is using absolute cell referencing. Okay, relative cell referencing means changing, absolute cell referencing means fixed, not changing, right? Similarly, when it comes here, it has changed the C10 to E10 when we copied the formula, but it kept the J1 fixed because of the absolute cell referencing. So I hope now you have understood what is relative cell referencing and absolute cell referencing. See you in the next video, wherein we will be learning about the autofill feature of Microsoft Excel.